Hey, we're at Normandy Early Learning Center.
In this episode, we'll get a special look into the power, persistence, and passion that fuels early childhood education.
I'm Reagan Clark.
And I'm Kennedy Davis.
Welcome to the Inn.
Welcome to the Inn, where we take you behind the scenes of the Normandy Schools Collaborative, showcasing the incredible work happening across our unique schools. Each building is home to an amazing staff, students, and leaders dedicated to the success of our community. And today, we're shining the spotlight on one of our most important foundations, the Normandy Early Learning Center. At the heart of this school are two inspiring leaders, Dr. Payne, the building principal, and Mr. Amon, the assistant principal. Together, they lead a passionate team of educators focused on creating a strong foundation for our youngest Vikings. In this episode, you'll hear from our staff about the care that they have invested into our scholars and community. Let's dive in and meet the faces behind the extraordinary work happening at the Early Learning Center.
We all know our young scholars could be so full of energy in life, but none of that would be possible without the loving and caring team that feeds them. Let's go meet them. I am here at ELC. This is Reagan Clark, and with me I have
Miss LaShawn Brown.
And Miss LaShawn Brown, what is your role here?
I am the manager/cook.
Have you always worked in educational food service?
Not all the time, but it's been 3 years. But I was a preschool teacher for 7 years.
Oh, okay.
So I worked very close with the little ones.
Okay, could you tell me a little bit about your past food service experience?
Yes. Quite a few years ago, I used to do catering for Marriott Hotel. And from there on, with nursing, I did cooking for my clients also.
Okay. And then do you see a difference between cooking for, a younger crowd versus, the grown-ups?
Yes, the younger crowd is quite funnier. They have all the finger foods and they're great. They're open to different foods and, older people are kind of set on what they like. So the kids, the babies, they give you a time, they just experiment. So it's exciting to introduce them to new foods.
In your past 3 years here, what have you learned?
Patience is great with the babies. The babies are really loving, caring, and you get what you give them. So if you give them positivity, they'll feed you back positivity.
So when a child has a special dietary need or an allergy, what do you do?
Me and the nurse, we usually get together and we talk about what the kid can and cannot have. And sometimes we get involved with the parents just in case it's something special that they want the child to have. So we work very close with the nurse parents to make sure that we accommodate that kid as best as we can.
So kids can be a little picky. So
Yes.
How do you keep the meals both nutritious and something that they're actually going to want?
Okay, well, most of the meals on our menu are very nutritious. And if they're picky about something, what I do is I get a lot of input from the teachers. So the teachers are kind of say, well, they wasn't really liking this or something like that. So it takes more than just me. I have to communicate on the outside of the kitchen. So when the teachers are, bringing it to my attention, then I usually go off of that feed. And sometimes I can walk and tell what they like and what they don't like. So I'm kind of in the kitchen or in the cafeteria and kind of looking at their trays. So,
doing some research.
Yeah, I'm doing some research. I'm eyeballing them, but the teachers are real great with letting me know, well, that went good or if they didn't like that. So I'm real open to that.
That's good. That's good. So you mentioned that you were previously a preschool teacher. What drew you to this position?
Well, I figured that I wasn't in the classroom with the kids anymore, but I still love the kids and I love to cook. So I decided that the babies are great and they need good people to feed them and make sure that they are healthy. Full belly gets a great student. So I still wanted to work with the kids and that's my desire.
What's your favorite thing to cook?
Oh, wow. Do I have a favorite? Well, today we had roast, mashed potatoes, and carrots. I like to cook them wholesome meals like that. So I really don't have a favorite, but I can tell you their favorite. It's pizza.
Of course, kids love pizza. I love pizza. So if there's one thing you want the Normandy community to know about you and your team, what is it?
I would say that me and my team, we are awesome.
Indians.
And we rock. We are here for the kids, truly.
Sometimes our scholars may forget their book bags at home. They may forget a pencil at school. They may forget small things. But one thing that we always make sure we bring with us is dignity. Let's have a look.
My name is Dr. Tiffany McConnell, and I'm the Assistant Superintendent of Curriculum and Instruction. The K-2 Literacy Initiative is an intense focus on grades K-1 and 2 students developing foundational skills necessary for future success in reading. Our superintendent recognized early on that we needed to stop the bleeding early and close the gap in our early grades prior to grade 3. One of the first action steps that we took was to conduct a curriculum review. We knew we needed a more rigorous and prescriptive reading curriculum, so we adopted an evidence-based foundational literacy curricular resource, one that provided explicit, systematic instruction in foundational literacy skills. We're making sure that early literacy is a priority at all of our campuses. That means that action steps are embedded in all school improvement plans, as well as our comprehensive literacy plan as a district. We currently assess reading performance through our diagnostic assessment, iReady, at the beginning, middle, and end of the year. However, we recognize that we must intervene often and early, so we now individually administer literacy tasks to gauge students' performance in reading, and teachers make adjustments as needed to meet the needs of our students. We also use monitoring systems, including weekly assessments, as well as literacy tasks, to ensure that students are where they need to be and teachers are taking the necessary steps to intervene when students are not meeting expectations. And finally, we formed collaborative strategic partnerships with the Missouri Reading Initiative and Curriculum Associates to ensure that our teachers are receiving high-quality professional development, again, to meet the needs of our students.
In Normandy Schools Collaborative, teamwork takes work.
Collaboration, it's in our blood.
We are here at Normandy Early Learning Center for the Golden Age Celebration, also known as Grandparents' Day. I'm one of your hosts, Reagan Clark. So I am here with one of the fellows at ELC. Who do we have here?
Hi, I'm Miss Johnson, one of 2 fields at Normandy Early Learning Center, and I have all of pre-K.
And what does collaboration mean to you?
Collaboration is very important. As you know, we're in the Normandy Schools Collaborative, and no man is an island and can function alone. So we glean from the insights of our grandparents, our families, those involved in our school community to help our school function as a family unit. Some of our grandparents will experience painting with a twist today. Some will experience readings. And we're so excited to have our families come inside our school community and take part in these activities today.
Today we are here at ELC with
Marcia Hayes Harris.
And could you tell us what your position is here?
I am one of 2 family engagement liaisons and work mostly with kindergarten.
And you guys had Grandparents' Day very recently.
We did. We actually called it Golden Celebration because we wanted to be able to include people who weren't necessarily grandparents, but like caregivers of the kids. So we had aunts, we had uncles, so that the kids could actually have someone here.
For you, what is the importance of having events like Grandparents' Day, Parents' Day, involving the community coming to the school?
I think anytime the families aren't able to actually see the school in action and helps them see what we really do. Collaboration is incredibly important because the more we work with other partners, with other family members, with other teachers, we gain a deeper understanding and we're all on the same page with what it is that we're trying to accomplish. And at the end of the day, we all want to just do what's best for the kids.
Let's check in on our grandparents, special friends, and scholars. And don't forget, the grandma is the baby. We are here in Miss Williams' class. We have, can I have your name? What's your name?
Addison.
Addison. And then you are, I'm looking past the mic that way.
I'm her Nana. I'm Addison's Nana, Evelyn Evans. Addison is special because she's very beyond her years. She's very active. She can hold a conversation. She knows her words well. She loves school, so she loves doing her homework.
Good.
So she is very active in that area. I show up for all my grandchildren. It's important because these are the years that they're going to remember, who's there for them and who's important in their lives. So it's important to be there for your children and your grandchildren, because family is everything.
We often think of our teachers, principals, parents, authority figures as superheroes, but to be completely honest, these are real people that deal with real challenges and have real lives. Let's go talk to some teachers who have had a particularly tenacious journey here at Normandy Early Learning Center.
We are here at Normandy Early Learning Center with
Tranisha Thompson.
Hi, Ms. Thompson. Could you give us a little background about your time in the district?
I'm a kindergarten teacher here at NELC. I've been working here, it'll be 5 years in March.
Tell me a little bit about why you teach the age group that you teach.
It's incredibly rewarding to just see them grow. They're always excited to learn. When they learn something new, how their eyes light up. The most wonderful thing in the world to me. And most kids remember their kindergarten teacher.
I do remember my kindergarten teacher.
Mhm.
I do. She was nice. Her name was Miss Matlock.
Look at you.
And that was a long time ago.
That was a long
time ago.
I always remember.
You were recently a TA, but now you are a certified teacher. Could you tell me a little bit about that journey?
I was just TAing for about 4 years. We had a new teacher come in, but she went out on leave and the kids were having a lot of subs. And I told Dr. Payne, I said, hey, they really need some consistency in this class. They cannot see a new face every day. Eventually, Dr. Payne said, okay, do you want it? Do you want to just lead the class? And I said, yeah, I'll do that. I went ahead to figure out what I needed to do to become a certified teacher.
What were some of the biggest obstacles that you had on this journey?
Oh, my goodness. This was a roller coaster. I originally graduated from Southeast Missouri State University in 2014. I was told by my university that I needed to take another test after taking the test to become certified. I'm gonna be honest with you, I failed it and I gave up. I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that anymore. So I gave my university another call and I said, hey, what do I need to do to become certified? I took the test and I failed again. Then the next time I took it, I told no one. So I passed the test, called my university. I'm like, hey, I passed the test. What do I need to do to be certified? He told me I needed to take another class that Desi added. I went ahead and took the class. I finished with an A and became certified.
Well, I'm glad you didn't give up.
I was close.
Because I would have been crying.
I cried so many times.
I'm a crier. What do you feel was the most useful resource that aided you in your journey?
I will not be where I am today without Dr. Payne. You can just talk to him about anything.
Do you have any advice that you will offer someone on the same journey?
Embrace your persistence and keep moving forward. Don't get discouraged by setbacks. Surround yourself with supportive people who believe in you, like Dr. Payne, my teacher, Bay. We were doing this together. She was always super supportive. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Most importantly, remember why you started the journey. Remember the success that you see in your kids.
Well, I really admire your tenacity, and I want to thank you so much for talking to us today. We're going to send it back to Kennedy now.
Thank you, Reagan. I'm here with Teacher Bay herself.
Yes, that's me. I'm Miss Peters, and I'm a kindergarten teacher at the ELC.
Nice to meet you, Miss Peters. Could you tell us a little bit about your position at Normandy and how long you've been here?
I've been with Normandy for about 6 years. I just love teaching the babies. I love laughing with them. I love playing with them, and they just make education fun for me.
And could you give us a little bit about your past journey with TAing into now being a certified teacher?
I started as a TA at the old preschool building, and maybe 2 years after I came back to be a TA, I got certified and went into the classroom as a teacher.
And what motivated you on the journey of going from TA to a certified teacher?
I just knew that I wanted to make a bigger impact in education, but I knew that I needed to do something more so that I can help children build that foundation of their early learning.
Did kindergarten for you have a big influence in your life?
I feel like it did. Miss Garrett, that teaches pre-K now, she was my kindergarten teacher. So I think that had a lot to do with it. When I figured out that I wanted to become a teacher, I just thought about things that Miss Garrett did and how I love to come to school because she just made learning fun. And that's what I wanted to kind of do with my students.
That's amazing. Miss Garrett's awesome. I really love Miss Garrett myself.
I absolutely love her.
What were some of the biggest obstacles that you faced, and how did you remain focused through those obstacles?
Trying to get that balance between work, being in school, finishing my bachelor's degree, home, because I have 3 children at home. And I think that is the biggest obstacle for me. When days I had a ton of homework to do, my kids had something to do after school, or I had to take them somewhere, and I had to do stuff here at work. There's a big balance that you have to figure out how to make work. For me, setting small goals was the thing that helped me get through those obstacles and remembering my why and what I'm doing this for.
That's very true. And I love that you mentioned that, because we often think of our teachers, our administrators, everybody in school as just like these figures, but it's really cool to see you guys as real human beings,
yes,
really talking about your lives and helping each other through it, because it's like you talking about how you balance yours might give somebody else some new ideas.
Yes.
So I think it's really awesome that we see all of our people here as
yes,
people and not just our staff.
Absolutely. We are human. We make mistakes, but we also try our best. There is a lot that happens in education. So I think the biggest thing is people just need to give everybody grace. And I think at ELC, we can really say we really do have a great support in our administrators. I doubted myself a lot, but Dr. Payne and Mr. Amine were a great push for me. They were a great support, and they were always encouraging me right along with the staff. Like, I can walk past somebody and they'll be like, "You got it, Miss Peters. You know, it's all right." And I think that's just the culture and the climate of our schools. And that's why I love being in this field.
What advice would you give to anyone on a similar journey to the one that you've been on?
Give yourself patience. Continue to remember why you're doing this and just focus on that, and you'll be able to get through it.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you.
If you know anything about the Normandy Early Learning Center, you have seen them win award after award after award. So excellence, that's just an everyday occurrence here.
Good evening, I'm Dr. Payne. I am the principal at the Early Learning Center, and I'm also the director of pre-K through 2 education for Normandy Schools Collaborative. Tonight is our open house. What our parents can experience on tonight, they're gonna hear some great achievements that we achieved last school year, what our goal is for the current school year. They're going to learn more about our Title I funding and how that works and how that helps us do what we need to do here at the school. And they'll also have an opportunity to go to their child's classroom to learn more about our reading curriculum, our math curriculum, and just learn more about their child's classroom. So excellence at the Early Childhood Center is demonstrated through a commitment of educating the whole child. And what I mean by educating the whole child, we don't just focus on the academics, we focus on social emotional learning as well. Our number one goal is to ensure that our students have a safe learning environment, and we go above and beyond to make sure that we are meeting our students' social emotional needs and also their academic needs. Partnerships with parents play a very pivotal role here with the work we do at the Early Learning Center, because I always say college begins in preschool. And a lot of families look at preschool as daycare and don't really understand the dynamics of the classroom and what goes on in the classroom. So that's why we make sure we provide a lot of opportunities for our parents to come to the Early Learning Center so they can see the instruction that's going on, not just in our preschool classrooms, but in our kindergarten classrooms. Some of the innovative practices that we do here at the Early Learning Center, one thing I'm excited about this school year, once a month, my preschool teachers, during their planning period, they have to go upstairs to our kindergarten classroom so they can see the kindergarten classrooms and the instruction that's going on. I wanted them to start seeing the amazing work that goes on in the classroom. And it's the same thing with my kindergarten teachers. Once a month, they have to come down to our preschool classroom to observe so they can just see the classroom environment and see how our preschool teachers are introducing phonics, how they're introducing math, what does a social emotional lesson look like, so they can learn from each other. Something else that we do here that's very innovative, we have some preschool students that are actually ready for kindergarten. And there's periods throughout the day where we take certain preschool students to a kindergarten class and they actually get to take a part of the kindergarten reading lessons and the math. And this is to continue to help the child and meet them where they are academically, so they're not just sitting in their preschool classroom basically wasting time, because the skills that's being introduced in their preschool classroom, they've already mastered those. And we also do the same for some of our kindergarten students, because we do have quite a few kindergarten students that did not have a preschool exposure. So some of those social-emotional skills and academic skills that they're lacking, we bring them down to some of our preschool classrooms to try to catch them up so they can succeed in their kindergarten classroom. We really look at how our students are developing all around. For me, supporting the professional development of my teachers is very important. I like to get their input. We have a partnership with United for Children. This year, we had a great session last week on learning about how to deal with early childhood trauma, not just from the kids' lens, but from the adult lens as well. Sometimes it's hard to, shift people's mindset, like when it comes to the importance of early childhood and just understanding that early childhood is the foundation for everything. When you lay that foundation early, you're doing a great job of setting your child up for success in the future.
That's a wrap on this episode of The End. Stay tuned after this episode for a special promotional video inviting our community out to help support our Vikings at this year's homecoming game.
And be sure to catch the next episode of The End, premiering at the end of next month, featuring Barack Obama Elementary School. I'm Kennedy Davis.
I'm Reagan Clark.
And this has been The End.